You know, we all suffer from pain, and pain is inevitable. But in today's video, I'm going to show you 3 ways to actually use your pain and actually get paid from it. And not just get paid, but get paid prolifically from the actual pain because pain is inevitable. I just think it's the way that we approach pain. None of us like being in physical pain, mental pain, spiritual pain, emotional pain. None of us enjoy that. But there's a way that if you approach it the right way, you can use your pain and you get paid from your pain. He said, how do you know this, Brother Ricky? Because I've gone through the pain of being a felon. I've gone through the pain of being homeless. I've gone through the pain of being, not even knowing where I was going to be living. I've gone through the pain of being fired from the mediocre jobs, the $10 an hour jobs. I've gone through the pain of being humiliated, the pain the folks thinking they're better than me, the pain of people trying to use me, and the pain of wanting to get some revenge but not getting it, the pain of guilt and shame. I've been through a lot of pain, so because I've been through a lot of pain, I can really teach you this lesson today. Because some of you all are going through pain right now, and you get paid for that pain if you if you do certain things. And I'm gonna teach you 3 things today, 3 ways to actually get paid from your pain. So if you're ready to get paid for your pain, put I'm ready in the chat and let's go. All right. Are you ready? You say, I'm in pain, Brother Ricky. Good. I'm going to show you how to get paid from that pain. Put I'm ready in the chat. If you're in pain right now, if you're going through something right now, mentally, emotionally, financially, if you're in some pain right now and you're ready to get paid for it, you ready to stop complaining and you're ready to get paid for your pain, put I'm ready in the chat and I'm going to help you. Okay. Now, if you just want to complain about your pain and you don't want to do nothing about it, this message is not for you today. Okay, it would be better if you're a complainer and an excuse maker and somebody who just wants to have a pity party and you want everybody just to feel sorry for you. This is not the message for you today. You're not going to get nothing out of this. Okay, this is for the person today who's like, yes, I'm in pain. Yes, I'm hurting. I'm ready to do something about it. I don't want to sit around and just talk about it. I'm ready to do something. In fact, I'm ready to use it to actually do what? To actually get paid. I'm talking about how to get paid. If you use this pain right, you get paid. So here are the 3 ways to get paid from your pain. Number 1, numb the pain. All right. So everybody put numb in the chat. Number 1, let's go. Number 1, numb the pain. All right. Everybody put numb in the chat. Let's go. Come on, let's go. Well, keep up, y'all. Numb. N-U-M-B. Numb. Say, what are you talking about? Listen, you can't function as a human being in mental pain, physical pain, and emotional pain, and even spiritual pain, unless you numb the pain. You say, what are you talking about? You have to be able to function where yes, you're in pain, but you can't feel the brunt of it. You say, what are you talking about, Brother Ricky? How do you do that? Well, just think about it. God said, let's talk about like back pain. Well, first of all, let me talk about numb and pain. When I was coming up, I wanted to be an amazing basketball player. So I used to do a lot of toe-ups, going back and forth on my toes. I used to do that a lot. And the reason I did it was because I wanted to be able to really have some serious hops. I wanted to be able to rise above the rim and be able to make my moves above the rim. And I wanted to separate myself from the opposition. I wanted to have some vertical leap because I figured it's easier to score buckets in the air than it is to score buckets on the ground. So I was ready to elevate. If you're ready to elevate, everybody put elevate in the chat. Come on. I'm going to teach you how to elevate above your pain. All right. Because it's easier to score a bucket when you are above the rim. All right, hear what I'm talking about? And I was like, come on, everybody elevate. I want in your mind, I want you to elevate yourself above your pain. But there are things that you can do so that you don't even feel the pain anymore, so that you can function, because you can't function in a lot of pain, but you can get paid from the pain and you can become amazingly functional with your pain, because you and I are not going anywhere without pain, because man born of a woman ain't got but a few days and they full of trouble. So we have to deal with the pain in life. It's just the way you deal with it, because ain't none of us extinct from it. Ain't none of us getting away from it. This is life, and we got to deal with life. And what we got to get paid. Why? Because we got 3 generations worth of children to feed. And that means what? We got to get paid to do that. Are you hearing me? And I'm telling you how to use the pain. So what I would do is I would do toe-ups. So I would do this, right? So I would, this is what I would do at night. I get up and I do some toe-ups. So I do about, so everybody, if y'all can, just stand up and start doing some toe-ups. Come on, let's go. 1, 2, 3, come on. Everybody get up for a second. Let me show you. If you do some toe-ups, watch this. Just I used to do this every night. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Now watch what's going to happen. If you keep doing those toe-ups, when you get to around 75, all right, when you get to around 75, your calf muscles get numb and you can't feel them no more. So everybody put 75 in the chat, all right? Once you get to about 75, your calf muscles, they do what? They get numb. And what? You can't feel the pain anymore. So now you can do as many toe-ups as you want. You can do, I would do 300. My goal was to do 300 every night before I went to bed. And the first 75, they burned. But after 75, I didn't feel them anymore. Just start doing some toe-ups and see what happened to you. It will give you some amazing hops. Why is it important to have hops? Because you can't do nothing on the ground. We are eagles. And eagles do what? We have an amazing vertical leap. We're able to go higher than all the other birds. Why? Because the other birds, they don't have our vertical leap, our spiritual vertical leap. The Bible says we shall mount up with the wings of eagles. In other words, we can soar, but it's hard to soar if you can't leap. But it's hard to leap what? If you ain't got no calf, no spiritual calf muscles. So the first way to get paid from your pain is to take life to a whole nother level, because you're what? You're numb of the pain. You say, what are you talking about? I didn't say dumb. I said numb. Yes, there is pain, but what? I pushed through the pain and now I can't even feel it. So now I'm able to soar, what? And do things other people can't do. In other words, you really want to get paid? Do what everybody else won't do so that you can do what everybody else can't do. An eagle is the only bird in the world that can fly directly towards the sun, because it's the only one that got a built-in pair of sunglasses. It's the only one that can stand what? That type of altitude. Are you hearing what I'm talking about? Pain will take you to another altitude if you will do the work to numb the pain. And that's where the money is made. The money is not made in this altitude. The money is made in this altitude. Did you hear what I'm talking about? I'm talking about altitude pay. Everybody put AP in the chat. Let's go. What altitude are you getting paid at? All right, everybody put AP in the chat. You say, what are you talking about, Ricky? The reason that you get paid little is because you're getting paid at a little altitude. But you have to go through some pain to get paid at this altitude. And what? It's the pain that's actually paying you. Are you hearing me? Why? Because you don't feel the pain anymore, because you are numb, because you did the work to become numb. So you say, how do you become numb? You become numb through the repetition of the work that you're doing. You say, what are you talking about, Brother Ricky? It's impossible to feel the pain that people are causing you. Situations are causing you. Life is causing you. The system is causing you. All the things that's opposing you right now that's causing you pain, mental, emotional, physical, spiritual pain. All of those things can and will be overcome through what? Repetition. All right. Are you hearing what I'm talking about? Repetition. What? It trumps pain. RTP. Everybody put it in the chat. Repetition. It trumps pain. Everybody put RTP in the chat. RTP. RTP. Put it in the chat. RTP. Put it in the chat. RTP. What? Repetition trumps pain. You say, why? My calf muscles was able to take, I can do as many toe-ups as I wanted to, because of the repetition. Once I got to 75, then what? I didn't feel it anymore. See, the reason you make money at a high level is because you are getting subconscious pay, because you are really extremely good at what? At doing something. And it was the pain that pushed you up there. You say, why? Because you had to do what? You had to overcome that pain. And overcoming that pain, the best way to get even with anybody is to what? Is to get paid from the pain. Are you listening to me? So let's talk about the first pain that we want to numb. All right. Let's talk about back pain. All right. So everybody put BP in the chat. Okay, let me teach y'all about back pain. You say, what you talking about? I'm talking about the pain when people stab you in the back. One reason it's hard for a person to get paid is because they got back pain. Back pain is excruciating. Are you hearing me? I said back pain is excruciating unless you get something what that'll take away the pain from your back. So you say, what are you talking about? I remember I went to this meeting with the biggest lenders around the world, and they would meet at this thing called the Pit Bull conference. So there's a guy named Leonard Rosen who was in charge of this. So all the lenders would meet, and they met at the Four Seasons in downtown Austin. So I went to the meeting because I wanted to see how people who want to loan people money, what their meetings are like. And they were having meetings about how to find people that they can loan money to because they had millions upon millions upon millions, you know, and they didn't have, they were just trying and qualify people to loan their money to, because people who loan money, the way that they make money for a living is to find somebody to loan the money to. See, most of you all be, like, man, it's hard for me to get finance for this and hard for me to get finance like that. That's why I go to meetings where people who actually do the financing are. I'm talking about the people who run the companies. Are you hearing me? Large organizations and stuff. You say, why'd you go there, Ricky? I just wanted to see their perspective of what they're looking for to loan somebody some money. And so I could see how they think. Because the way that they think like I'm the lender and not the borrower. I'm above and not beneath. That's how they think. They always looking for somebody to go do all the hard work, and we just loan you some money so that we can become part of what you're doing, and then we can take our fair share of what you're doing because you're doing all the hard work. We just loaning you the money, all right? Because what? Cash is king, all right? Everybody put CIK in the chat because cash is king. If you got the cash, then you can take somebody's business, become a part of their business. They do put all the blood, sweat, and tears into the business, and you take a part of it. Why? Because you put up the cash. Did y'all hear what I said? Because cash is king. So I'm at this conference, and they got all this money to loan to people and stuff. And so I went to the first day. So they had a piano out in the middle of the ballroom at the Four Seasons. So whenever I said piano, I just can't help myself. So I just jumped on it and I started playing Sometimes in our lives, we all have pain. We all have. So I started playing Lean on Me, right? So the woman whose husband was putting on the whole program, he said, she came over to the piano and started rocking with me. It's all white people there, like 10 black people in the whole place, right? So how white people, y'all know how y'all are. Love to hear black folks sing. You dig what I'm saying? So she came over and said, hey, brother, you rock. Wow, that's one of my favorite songs. So I was like, yeah, that's good, sis. What's up with that? She's like, you know what? Tomorrow, why don't you just open up the program for us and do a number for us? So I'm like, but this ain't no concert. This is a business meeting about loaning money. We don't care. We freaking run things here. I said, all right, cool. So the next day, I sang a song, got to sing a song for him on stage and led them in our cheer that we always do. I'm a winner, I'm a champion. The same things we do with our stage plays. And anybody that knows me, if you've ever been to one of our challenges, we do a championship mantra just to get pumped up, just to start. So now all the white people out there, I'm a winner, I'm a champion, I'm the best of the best, brother Rick. So we're having a great time, right? So we got through. This young brother came over to me. Well, he's a white guy, brother. Hey, listen, it don't make no difference, black and white. But my point is, I'm just describing the other situation so you can understand what I'm talking about. So this young man comes over to me and he says, man, are you a preacher? I said, well, yeah, I teach the Bible. Like he said, I can tell because he was leading the congregation up there. I said, yeah, what's going on? He said, so he was real built, real strong. And he was a security guard. He said, I'm a Christian too, bro. I said, hey, good, man. Glad to hear that. He said, and I said, you look so buff, man. You look like you're in perfect shape. He said, I was, man. He said, but he said, God really blessed me. I said, what happened? He said, I had serious back pain. I said, you had back pain? He said, yeah, serious back pain. He said, I was suicidal. My back hurt so bad. I said, really? I said, what happened? He said, I got some stem cell treatments. All right. Everybody put stem cell in the chat because I'm going to get some on my knee. I'm going to get some on my knee this year. Not very, not very long from now. I'm going to get some stem cell treatment on my knee to help my torn ligaments in my leg, because stem cell is amazing because it comes from because it comes from the umbilical cord of sisters, and it replenishes your body, and it does some amazing things to you. So he had got a guy in San Diego to give him some stem cell treatment, and he said, Brother Ricky, he said, I am doing Brazilian jiu-jitsu now. I said, what's that? That's full body contact where you body slam folk and all that kind of stuff. This man has no back pain whatsoever. He went from being suicidal and ready to kill himself to doing what? To being able to function with no back pain. Why? Because the biggest problem that we have as human beings is how we stop working, and how we slow down, and how we have small amounts of money based on what? The amount of people who have stabbed us in the back. And because they have stabbed us in the back, we have amazing back pain. And what we need is some stem cell treatment. You say, how do you get that? If you would just relinquish if you would just stop letting people stab you in the back, and if you would allow God to have your back, then that means that they would have to stab God. And God is what? He's a great absorber of back pain. You say, how do you know? Because he said this. He said, put on the breastplate of righteousness. He said, this is Ephesians chapter 6. He says, put on the breastplate of righteousness. He said, put on the sword of the Spirit. He said, put on the belt of truth. Have your feet shod with the preparation of the gospel of peace. Put on the helmet of salvation. All right. And he said, don't worry about your back. If you notice that in the whole Bible, that God never tells a person to put anything on their back. You say, well, how in the world am I going to function with all of this back pain? He said, no, no, no. I have your back. All right. He said, I will be your reward. In other words, the only reason you ain't getting paid the way you're supposed to get paid is because you are absorbing all of that back pain. You are really upset about the knives that's in your back. So if I was you, I would put on the breastplate of righteousness, the sword of the Spirit, the helmet of salvation, have my feet shod with the preparation of the gospel of peace. I would put on the belt of truth, and I would just go forward. I wouldn't worry about nothing that happened behind me. Why? Because God got my back. If you believe that, put God got me in the chat. I said, if you believe that, put God got me. God is my stem cell service. God got me. All right. And if you believe that, put God got me in the chat. All right. And I'm going to agree with you. All right. Because I know some of y'all back is hurt right now because what they do, they smile in your face all the time. They want to take your place. The who? Backstabbers, backstabbers. Listen, get paid from people stabbing you in the back. Are you listening to me? Are you hearing me? You can get paid for that. I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you get paid for that. All right. I don't get the reason I'm rich is because of backstabbers. And what? I'm telling you, get paid for that. Don't get mad. Don't try to get even with them. Get paid. Don't get even. Get paid. Are you listening to me? You can get paid for that pain. Are you hearing me? What they do? They smile in your face. Oh, you better believe God bless you. You better believe God got you, Deidre. I said, Smith, you better believe God. Alexander, you better believe God got you. Alethea, you better believe God got you. Zena, you better believe God got you. Cedric, you better believe God got you. Deborah, you better believe God got you. Come on, Edgar, God got you. Rodney, God got you. Did you hear me? D, God got you. Millionaire Machine, God got you. You better believe he's got you. The only way God don't get your back is that you don't ask him to protect it. See, God doesn't force his way on anybody's life. He says what? He said, if you'll let me, I'll protect you. He said, but what? If you'll let me lead you, then I'll also have your back. Are you listening to me? Lord, you lead. Where do I go from here? Make my pathway clear, 'cause I need your direction to make the right selection. See, God will have your back if you let God lead you. I give you the desires of your heart. if you let me. What God said. And I have the keys to the kingdom, yes. Give you the keys to the kingdom, yes. You are my child. He said, I believe in you, and I give you what? The desires of your heart if you let me. In other words, I have your back. Your re-reward means that I am behind you. But God is like, I'm not going to get behind you until you allow me to get in front of you, because I am God and I lead from the front and I protect from the back. Did you hear what I said? I said, God said, this is what he's telling you. I will take care of your back, and I will allow you your back pain to do what? To pay you. Why? Because I am absorbing what? The blows to your back. Are you hear what I'm talking about? You ever heard of a crumpler zone? The wonderful preacher that I heard preach yesterday, he explained this. Outstanding young man, phenomenal preacher. He said, there's a such thing as a crumpler zone. I'm like, what's that? No, not a crumpler zone. What do you call it? A crumpler. Wait a minute. It's not called a crumpler zone. It's called a crumpler. Yeah, that's okay. A crumple zone. When they make cars, they make a car so a car can absorb impact, because they know it's a chance of being in an accident, and they want to what? Preserve as many lives as possible. So there are some spots in the car that allow the car to receive the impact that the passenger would have gotten if it wasn't for the crumple zone. Everybody put CZ in the chat. CZ. God is like our crumple zone. What do you mean? He absorbs the knives in our back because we gave it to him. I don't know about you, but if I was really responding to people based on all the knives that people have put in my back, I'd be dead. I would be screaming. I couldn't take the pain. And you can't take it either. But it's not your job. Let God absorb that. Everybody put Z in the chat if you want God to be your crumple zone. If you want him to absorb that pain, because you can't take that, but you can get paid from it. You say, what you talking about, Brother Ricky? Well, let me bring a witness to the witness stand. His name is Joseph. And Joseph had what? He had a lot of knives in his back. But what happened to him? He allowed what? He allowed himself to become numb from the pain. And then he got paid from the pain of the knives in his back. You say, what are you talking about? Joseph told his brothers about a dream he had when he was a 17-year-old boy. They said, what was your dream? He said, I had a vision, okay? And I dreamed that all y'all bowed down to me. He said, I dreamed you bowed down to me. I dreamed you bowed down to me. I dreamed you bowed down to me and fell at my feet. So he hit that smooth cut for his brothers. His brothers said, hell no, to the no, 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 hell no. They said, what kind of dream you have, player? They said, that'll never happen. And what they do, they smile in your face. What happened, Joe? Here comes Joseph, oh, innocent Joseph, just rolling down the street, checking on his brothers. Why? Because his father said, go down there, see what your brother's doing, and give me the skinny, all right? Peep, they steelo, and come back and give me what? Give me the news, player. So what? They come down there, they say, here he come. Here he come. Here come this snitch. You know, snitches get stitches. All you're going to do is go back and report what we be doing, all our scandalous activity back to our daddy because we trifling. All right. He said, and look at the punk with that little coat he got on because he had a brand new coat of many colors. They said, man, let's get him about that new Gucci trench he got on. You hear me? It's like, come here, punk. And snatch this Gucci. All right. Did you hear what I'm saying? Did y'all hear what I'm saying? You say, not the Gucci. Everybody put Gucci in the chat. Because Joe had what? He had on one of them Gucci trench coats of many colors. Y'all say, you tripping out, Brother Rick. The Bible ain't say nothing about he had a Gucci trench coat on. Can we have some fun? We know the Bible didn't say he had a Gucci trench. We just haven't seen. That's why you can't make no money. Everybody put Gucci in that chat. I ain't gonna treat y'all. I ain't gonna teach y'all nothing else. All right. They took the man's Gucci. Did you hear what I said? Stripped the man. Stripped the man. Stuck him up. Did you know what I'm talking about? Stuck him up. And did what? Gave him the business. And did what? They said, man, they stabbed him in the back. You dig what I'm talking about? Sold him for 30 pieces of silver. Yeah. What they do. So what Joseph do? Joseph is what? He in jail. All right. the Ishmaelites come and get him, and they take him to a whole new strange land. And now he got two choices. He could be sitting around in pain. Now you know the man's in pain. How you hear me? He's in physical pain. Why? He ain't eating good because he's a slave. He's in emotional pain. Why? Because of all people, his own flesh and blood then turned on him. I mean, they hate his guts, wanted to kill him. I hear me? If it wasn't for his oldest brother Reuben, who's like, wait, hold it now, y'all. Y'all are too zealous around here. We're gonna kill our own brother. It's like, now, wait a minute now. His oldest brother's like, no, let's just lock him up. All right. And then eventually they sold him. You dig what I'm saying? But what's my point? My point is they so vicious until they actually want to kill him. Are you hearing me? And this brother is in pain. What kind of pain? He's in emotional pain. What kind of emotional pain is he in? He's in the pain of being rejected by his own family. It ain't nothing like your own brothers hating your guts, literally hating your guts, only because you got vision. A lot of y'all right now, the only reason your people hate your guts is because you got vision. You just can see what they can't see. And they like, man, you ain't nobody, just a little snotty nose. You just our little brother. You just our little sister. You ain't important. How dare you walk around here with vision and we ain't got it? And the idea that one day, we'll be working for you. You got to be crazy. All right. You'd be dead before we work for you. So that was the attitude his brothers had. They were some vicious dudes. Are you hearing me? They had what? VD. Everybody put VD in the chat. What? They were some vicious dudes. Hey, if you got some VD in your family, put VD in the chat. I said, if you come on now, I'm talking about getting over pain. And I know some of our pain, some of y'all suffering from VD. Y'all got some vicious dudes in your own family. Come on. If you know anybody suffering from VD, put VD in the chat. All right. Jane, all right, don't worry. We're gonna do some surgery on you today. Don't worry about your VD. Style lab, don't worry about your VD. We finna come on now. How in the world are you gonna get over some pain? You don't even want to admit it. Anybody, come on, Alexander. We're gonna work on your VD. Don't worry about that. I'm gonna help you to overcome the pain of these vicious dudes in your life, or you can put VC if you got some vicious chicks in your life, all right? VD or VC, whichever one you're suffering from right now, that's causing you pain. I'm going to show you how to get paid what? From the vicious people in your life. Because we deal with life. We in a real world. People are not nice, okay? Not in this life, okay? When you get to heaven and all this sort of thing, praise God. But in this life, yeah, you're going to deal with some vicious folks and you're going to deal with some pain. And my lesson to you today is get paid for it. Are you hearing me? Get double for your trouble. Are you hearing what I'm talking about? You're going to have it. People going to hate. You dig? People going to be vicious. Are you dig what I'm talking about? You ain't about to escape that. Are you hearing what I'm saying? So what? Get paid for it. So what Joseph do? He gets over here and what? He numbs himself from the pain. You say, why is that? Because he goes to work. Did you hear what I said? Everybody put work it out in the chat. All right. You say, what? Work it out. You say, I'm in pain, Brother Ricky. Well, work it out. You say, what you talking about? I said, do you want to get rid of your pain? Don't just get rid of your pain. Work it out. Get paid for it. See, y'all, when people stab y'all in the back, especially folks who you got a lot of confidence in, people you really love, hold in high esteem. For most of you all, y'all, that killed you. And what? And after a while, we all know you're dead because they be putting you in a grave. But a lot of people are dead right now. What? From back pain, from being stabbed in the back, because it killed them. It killed their momentum. It killed their desire. It killed their ambition. Why? Because they can't understand why these people hate them. And they just hate to be hated, but not Joseph. Joseph is what? He is working his way out. How do we know? Because when he gets to Egypt, first thing he does is he starts working for what? A company, and starts teaching this man his high skill set. What? Because Joseph is what? He is a business prognosticator, or he's an economist. All right. He can tell you what's about to happen with the economy. How do we know that? Because when we get a little further, he's going to be Pharaoh's economist. But right now, he's just an economist for this cat named Potiphar. And because of his amazing economic skills and his ability to be able to predict the future, Potiphar's crib is blowing up. I mean, the man business go from being a little regular business to being a Fortune $500 company. Why? Because of what Joseph is doing with the pain that he suffered. The pain is the pain. He wouldn't even be here if his brothers hadn't stabbed him in the back. The only reason he's here getting paid the way he's getting paid is because of the pain that he suffered. All right? Because pain pays. Pain pays. And pain pays prolifically if you do what? If you'll work your way, if you will allow your work to do what? To override the pain. And the work is what numbs the pain. The reason that some of you all are in so much pain is because you won't go to work. If you would go to work, you wouldn't feel that pain. Why? Because the pain, the work would numb the pain. Y'all don't hear what I said. Everybody put WNP. Work. It numbs pain. Everybody put WNP in the chat. WNP. And I'll teach you the next point. Let's go. Say, Brother Ricky, I just can't do nothing right now. I'm just so upset about the way people treating me. I'm like, that's how you ought to be getting paid. You're like, what? I'm like, you don't get it. You don't understand. God set all that stuff up. That's why people got all the knives and stuff in your back. You're a child of God. God ain't ignorant. God see everything that's going on with you. Are you listening to me? All that stuff is just a setup for you to get paid. Are you hearing me? That's how you get paid. You get paid from the pain. If it wasn't for the pain, you wouldn't be getting paid. Are y'all listening to me? I'm teaching y'all 3 ways today on how to get paid from your pain. The first way that you numb your pain is go to work. You say, I just can't go to work. I'm in too much pain. You are not in too much pain to go to work. Are you hearing me? You are in pain because you're not going to work. Because if you was going to work, you wouldn't feel the pain. You say, what am I talking about? I'm talking about the pain of low self-esteem and the pain of being betrayed is overcome by work. Why? Because the work is what? What you got your mind on. It gets your mind off of what? The pain. And then what? You get paid triple time, 10 times, 1,000 times more because what? You are working off of the pain. In other words, you're working off the pain. And what? You're getting paid from the pain. Are y'all hearing me? Anybody ready to get paid with 2 P's? Put paid in the chat. I say, you ready to get paid with 2 P's? I know what I'm talking about. Why? Because my pain has paid me over the last, what? I mean, man, all the hell I've been through. Court over and over and over again. Getting robbed in child support court. You did. Being fired off of jobs. Being just treated like a little punk. Without what? Focusing on retaliation. I was always focused on work. Just getting better and better and better at what? At my craft. Are you hearing me? Pain does what? It gives you an amazing amount of focus on what? How to stay out of that pain. So you start focusing on getting good. Joseph is getting really, really, really good. So the work is numb in the pain. And then it does what? When you work and you work and you work and you repetitively doing the same thing over and over again and getting really, really good, what happens is that it neutralizes the pain. All right. So everybody put number 2, neutralize your pain. I'm teaching you how to get paid. Number 1, numb your pain. Number 2, neutralize your pain. You say what you're talking about. Because if you numb your pain, eventually it'll neutralize it. All right. Everybody put neutralize. Come on. You say, I don't know how to spell it. Figure it out. Look it up. All right, come on. I ain't gonna teach you nothing else until we all put it in the chat. Let's go. You say, I'm in pain today, Brother Ricky. Oh, you can neutralize that. Why? Your work ethic. I'm telling you, you won't feel that pain. You'll be numb for it and you will neutralize it. Because pain has to be neutralized in order to get paid from it. Are you listening to me? You got to get on the other side of the pain. You got to be above the pain for the pain to pay you. All right. Okay. I'm looking. Who wants to neutralize this pain? I'm watching. Let's go. Let me see who's neutralizing this pain. Let's go. Let's see who's neutralizing this pain. Let's go. All right. Let me see who's neutralizing this pain. Let's go. All right. You got to put the word in there. Let's go. All right, Jackie, I see you. All right. D Jones, I see you. Okay, Tim, I see you. All right, D, I see you. All right. Who else is neutralizing this pain? Cheryl, this pain shall not have control over you anymore. Your emotional pain, your physical pain, your spiritual pain, all the things that have been stopping you from getting ahead. I'm speaking to your life, Cheryl, because you speaking of your own life. Jovan, I speak of your life that you should get over the pain that's ailing you right now, and you should get paid from this pain. I speak neutralization into your life. I speak work ethic into your life. This pain is going to cause your work. This is what's happening to you right now. I'm speaking to you, Jovan. Your pain that you're suffering right now is about to cause you a different level of work ethic. Your work ethic is what's going to bring you out of this pain. And you're about to receive money because of your work ethic, because you're allowing the pain to cause you to work more and not to worry. Are you hearing me? You all are too much worried about y'all situations because of the pain that you're currently in. But your pain is not here to produce worry. It's here to produce work. Are y'all listening to me? Don't worry. Work your way out your situation. You say, how do you know that, Brother Ricky? I didn't worry when I got fired from a $10 an hour job. I did not worry. What I did was I went to work. See, that pain, the pain of being fired from a job, and them people steady telling me that, and people steady treating me like a low good, no good human being Negro with no life, no status, and nothing. And that you can get fired from a $10 hour job and you ain't even stealing, basically just because you got a record and people can just look your record up and fire you whenever they get ready, is a very precarious position to be in. And it's very painful. Why? Because it's like my whole life is in the hands of human beings. I don't want my life in the hands of human beings. I want my life in the hands of what? Of a new skill set. So that what? So that people would be looking for me instead of me looking for people. I felt that pain. And I was like, you know what? I don't want to be in this kind of pain no more. All right. I don't want to be up under nobody's thumb. I don't want to have to be wondering where my next meal is going to come from. I don't want to be working for somebody and they just tell me one day, I don't like you no more. Are you hearing me? That's painful. Are you hearing what I'm talking about? I don't want, if I'm working for somebody and all y'all is working for somebody, that means that the person that you're working for, they're your client. All right. Why? Because your clients are the ones that pay you. Are you hearing what I'm talking about? And if you got a job, that means that you have one client. Why? Your boss is your client, which means that if your one client get an attitude with you, then they can just what? Fire you behind, especially in a state like Indiana where you ain't even got to give nobody no explanation. Just fire people for nothing. What? Just wake up one day and crazy as a box of rocks. I got an attitude problem or something. And you what? You like February. You Black history up in this piece. If you're Black, all right? Or you whatever. White history, Chinese history, Jamaican history, Hispanic history, whatever. You dig what I'm talking about? Speedy Gonzalez, what? You out of here. Why? Because they can just throw you out when they get ready. And that's what? Painful. So how do you do what? How do you get paid for that pain? I said, I'm gonna get paid for this pain. When they threw me out and put me out and said, you can't come back no more, and you ain't even got a job no more for nothing, fire me like Craig on Friday on my off day. I was like, oh, okay, I see how it is. Okay, well, I'm gonna get paid from this pain because that made me sit down and say, how can I make some money that they not controlling? All right, it made me go to work. It didn't make me go to worry. It made me go to work. I said, what can I control? All right. I said, what can everybody put IC in the chat? Come on. Ask yourself that question. Come on, IC. What can I control? All right. Yeah, these people just treat me. People treat you any old kind of way when they can, but you can get better control if you'll let that pain drive you to start to ask yourself some questions like I did. I was like, $10 an hour? And they gonna fire you for $10 an hour it was dark when I got to the place, dark when I left. It was a plantation. Are you hearing me? With a whole bunch of slaves just walking around doing a whole bunch of slave labor. Are you dig what I'm saying? And after thinking about it, I say, you know what? I'm glad they fired me. I'm glad. Why? Because now I can think. Now I got enough time to figure out what I'm gonna do. Because I didn't have no time to figure out nothing. I was tired. If you work all day and all night, especially on your feet, walking around on concrete and stuff, man, your brain is fried. Are you hearing me? By the time you get to the crib, it's just hard to be creative. It's hard to come up with ideas. It's hard to figure out how to make some real money. Are you hearing me? So the pain of being fired was the best thing that could have possibly happened to me because it made me think. Because pain, what? It creates what? It creates imagination. It creates what? Creativity, innovation. Pain does because people are doing things what? From their pain. Are you hearing me? Pain makes you think. It makes you creative. That's why it's good. Pain is not bad. Why? Because it forces you to think. Are you hearing me? It gets you out of your comfort zone. It helps you to stop living the crazy life that you was living that you would have never left if it wasn't for the pain. Are you hearing me? Pain is what? It moves a person. You have to make decisions when you're in pain. You ain't got no choice. You have to have some pain relief, or else you do what? You ain't gonna be able to function. Are you hear what I'm talking about? I said I need some pain relief. The pain of what? Being up under the thumb of these crazy people self-righteous folks, Pharisee type acting demons and devils who would just throw me off of jobs and I ain't stealing, ain't doing nothing wrong. Like I'm just not even a human being, like I'm a dog or something like that. I'm like, I'm glad I'm feeling this pain. And I don't want to feel this pain no more. I'm gonna do something about this pain. I'm gonna do what? I'm gonna create my own money. So when somebody came by my crib and showed me how to do a real estate deal, I was like, thank you, Lord. You ain't got to talk to me twice. I'm out of here. And I went and did the deal, just like he told me what to do. What? I made $13,000. You say that ain't no lot of money. It's a lot of money to what? A dude that's been fired from a warehouse. Are you listening to me? And what? Because I say I'm gonna do something about this pain. I'm gonna put this pain to what? I'm gonna put this pain to pay. I'm gonna get paid from this pain. Why? Because I am numb from the fact that I got stabbed in the back. Why? Because these people stabbed me in the back, but I'm numb from that. Why? Because God got that. All right. I let God have that. And God said, all right, now get your butt to work. Okay. Do something for yourself. Don't be what? Relying on these people to pay you. Why? That's why I'm putting you through all this hell in the first place. That's why I allowed them to fire you. That's why I allowed them to put them nails in your back. Are y'all listening to me? The people that's got their nails in your back right now, the people that's stabbing you right now, God, that's God. That ain't the devil. You say, that's these devils over here. Yeah, they devils, but God is using a devil. All right. He's using a devil what? To get you out of your comfort zone so you can get paid because you don't make enough money. And what? You ain't gonna never quit. That's why he messing with you. That's why he got them firing you and sending you from place and humiliating you and all that sort of thing. Why? Because he's about to exalt your life. I ain't talking about what I heard, I'm talking about my life. I know what happened to Joseph happened to Joseph because it happened to me. So I know what? I know the Bible's true because it happened in my own life. That's how I went from being homeless to making close to $12 million now. Why? Because I'm getting paid for my pain. Anybody else getting paid? Put I'm getting paid in the chat if you're getting paid for your pain. Go ahead, speak it out loud. I'm getting paid for my pain. I'm not gonna sit around here and let people just pimp slap me and go through life. What? I'm getting paid for this stuff. I hear what I'm talking about. Come on, everybody put I'm getting paid in the chat. Come on, speak over your life. Because I know some of y'all going through some of that humiliating stuff right now. Are you hearing me? Go ahead, put it in the chat. I ain't gonna teach you nothing else until you agree with yourself. All right. Ain't no need of us sitting around here acting like what? Like it's okay not to have. I'm getting paid plenty. Come on, talk. Speak over yourself, Jane. Come on, Smith. Speak over yourself. Janine, speak over yourself. Come on. Speak over yourself, Kendra. Speak over yourself. All right, Javon, speak over yourself. Are you hearing me? But where y'all at over here on TikTok? Anybody getting paid for their pain over here? Put it in the chat. I'm getting paid for my pain. All right. Come on, Glenn. Speak over your life. Come on, D Jones. Speak over your life. Come on, Ken. Speak over your life. Come on, Daily Goins. Speak over your life. Come on, Deidre. Speak over your life. Speak over you. I'm already telling you, God agree with you. Come on. God 100% agree with you. That's why he letting you go through the hell you're going through right now, because he ready to get what? He ready to help you get paid. But the only reason you ain't got paid yet, because you ain't had enough pain. Are you listening to me? But it ain't painful enough. All right. Once it become painful enough, you'll start getting paid. Why? Because you'll start working a whole new program than a little petty stuff, the little petty money you get. Are you listening to me? I'm telling you today, you get paid for your pain, baby. Are you hearing me? I hear you, Jovan. I hear you, Tim. I hear you. I hear you. I hear you. I hear you, Lisa's. I hear you. All right. TK, I hear you. All right. All right. When you say I'm doing something, your whole body language change. When you say I'm doing something, everything inside of you change. When you declare the words I'm doing something, everything inside of you starts moving different. Now you listen to me. I said when I was dead broke and they fired me for no reason and they put all those knives in my back, I said, you know what? I'm not going to cry about this pain. I'm not going to worry about this pain. I'm not going to dwell on this pain. I'm going to get paid from this pain. I'm going to numb this pain. I'm going to give it to God, and let him absorb the blows that's going on, get my mind right, get focused on what my next move is going to be. And I went out and I made $13,000 in one sale. It only took me like 2 weeks. I was working at a warehouse. That means it's going to take all year to make $13,000. So God did what? He sped up my pay, and he's going to do the same thing for you. If you do what? If you will allow that pain to be neutralized by what? By your work ethic. Your work ethic is what neutralizes pain. All right. And then finally, the last thing is numerize your pain. Okay. Everybody put numerize in the chat. Numerize. Come on, everybody. Put numerize. That's number 3. Numerize. That's number 3. Okay, put it in the chat. Let's go. I ain't gonna teach you until you put it in there because you got to remember this. That's why I always tell y'all to put it in the chat because you got to see it on paper. This is the way to create your own plan. Numerize. All right, come on. All right, I'm going to show you how to numerize your pain, Ken. Anybody else want to numerize there? All right, Kara, I'm going to show you how to numerize your pain. All right, anybody else? Let's go. Let's go. Y'all got to work. I'm not doing all the work. Y'all got to work. Y'all got to work. Come on. Come on, TK. All right, let's go. Come on, Javon. Let's go. Come on, Kendra. Let's go. I'm going to show you how to numerize your pain. All right, let's go. Numerize, right? I'm going to show you how to numerize it, right? I'm going to show you how to take the pain and spread it monetarily, exponentially. I'm going to show you how. I'm going to show you the recipe for this and what's happened in my life, how I numerize my pain. Okay. And so what happened with Joseph? Joseph, he says, man, this stuff is painful, what's happening to me. And so when it was time for him to make more money, because he's making good money with Potiphar, excuse me. He's making good money at Potiphar's house because he was in charge of everything. But when it was time for him to numerize the pain, I'm talking about time for him to run his own business because he just worked for Potiphar. But when it was time for him to run his own business and time for him to really blow up, he had to experience a little bit more pain. So what happened? Potiphar's wife came home and said, you know, this boy tried to rape me. So now he's got to go through the pain of being a convicted felon in Egypt. He was already a convicted felon in Jerusalem. He was already a convicted felon in Canaan land because his brothers convicted him and treated him and sold him off. So now he's a 2-time felon. Right, hear what I'm talking about? He's just a 1-time felon before he came over here. Now he's a 2-time felon. Everybody put 2F in the chat because I'm talking about Joseph. All right, he's a 2-time felon now. Okay, and but see, y'all don't understand this. People humiliate you, dog you, and drag you through a whole lot of manure. And you just don't understand. This is finally your child. This is just God. I know, listen, I know it's hard for you to understand as God, but the reason you're a 2-time felon in people's eyes, and the reason they dogging you the way that they are, is because God is about to really get paid. If you do what I'm getting ready to teach you. All right. So what happened? So because he's a 2-time felon, now they come to the cell and find out that he knows about dreams and what have you. So they come to the cell and get him. Why? Because he's so valuable, because his work ethic is about to get him in front of Pharaoh, because he did not brood while he was in jail. When 2 people came and had some problems, he helped them. Why? Because he was numbing the pain by doing the work. You know the man is in pain. I'm saying the man is a felon now in Egypt. Are you hearing me? It ain't nothing like some chick coming in talking about you raped her and you know she a lying witch. You know what I'm talking about? And this dude is locked up. And now the anger going on in his head. Are you hearing me? And he's like got world-class talent, and he in a local Egyptian county joint. You dig what I'm talking about? With world-class talent. Some of y'all got world-class talent right now. And you in some obscure place right now that don't nobody hardly know what's going on with you. But the problem is how you dealing with the pain. Now, if you still working, all right, even in your demoted state, so-called demoted state, if you working in your obscure state, if you working where don't nobody hardly even know who you are and what's going on, this is how you get pain relief. Why? From your work ethic. And if you got work ethic, baby, I'm telling you right now, ain't nobody got to kind of know who you are at this moment, but you're about to explode onto the scene. How do I know? Man, when I first started going online, didn't nobody know me. I didn't have no millions of followers. I didn't have all the kind of stuff that's going on right now. But my work ethic was just like it is right now. My work ethic has not changed. You say, how is that? I used to do webinars and wasn't nobody on the webinar. Why? Because I was just like Joseph when he was helping people and didn't nobody know who he was. Why? Because I knew that I had an audience that couldn't nobody see, and I was going to take care of that audience first before I can take care of the audience that everybody could see. You say, what audience? I'm talking about the angels and God and the invisible beings that are around me and you right now, who a lot of people don't like to entertain them. Why? Because they just want to entertain the person that's in front of them. I'm like, entertain the invisible first, and then the visible will show up. Did y'all hear what I said? I'm talking about pain and how to deal with it. All right. When you're in pain, practice, practice, and practice some more. It ain't got to be nobody around. You say, I ain't doing all that, Brother Ricky. I ain't got time for all of that. You know, if I'm gonna be setting my skills out, somebody need to be in the house. Somebody need to be in the hizzy if I'm gonna be setting my skills out. So you don't understand what I'm saying. All right. You don't know how to deal with you so delirious with pain until you're not practicing because you're so delirious with pain. But the reason you're so delirious with pain is because you ain't practicing. Because what relieves pain is practice. Are you hearing me? This man is practicing. How do I know? Because when two people come in, they got some trouble, he say, well, let me help you out. You wouldn't think he'd be in the mood to help nobody. He's a two-time felon. Are you hearing me? And what? And just being jacked up by everybody he come across, everybody he see, lock him up. You hear me? Everybody pep slap him and dog him and mistreat him and stuff like that. That's the way his whole life been. Started out with his brothers, now he'll be with this crazy chick. You dig what I'm talking about? It's just he's just from one pit to another. I hear what I'm saying? But what? He not pitiful. Why? Because he ain't letting the pain make him pitiful. Some people, when you see them, they so doggone pitiful. Why? Like, why are you so pitiful? Yeah, well, you don't understand the pain I've been through, Brother Ricky. I said, you ain't the first person to go through no pain. You ain't the last person to go through no pain. Why don't you use the pain to get paid? What, run that by me one more time, bro? I say, don't you know you should be using that pain? Yeah, I feel you that you're in some pain, but you're going to be using that pain to get paid. Are you hearing me? Just like a lot of you all who got some amazing stories. And you ain't never wrote a book. You should write a book. Why? So everybody can understand what the pain you've been through. They can relate to the pain you've been through. But when you write the book, you don't write the book to have no pity party. Are you listening to me? Because you don't tell stories to people so that they can feel sorry for you. Because don't nobody feel sorry for you. Why? Because everybody got their own pain they dealing with. But you can write stories so they can identify with your pain. So it's called pain relatability. Everybody put PR in the chat. When you write stories and you write books, get paid for them. All right. I get paid. I got 4 books. Ain't none of my books a sob. Ain't none of my book a sob story. They all pain. They all are all pain relatable. So when a person reads the book, they say, this brother just like me. You know what I'm talking about? Been through a whole lot of same stuff I've been through. Are you hearing me? He ain't having no pity party. He ain't having no pity party. Yeah, that's the hotel. Don't worry about it. Somebody probably, one of them little bad kids probably pulled a fire extinguisher. So he ain't had no pity party because ain't nobody coming to your pity party. So just stop that stuff. All right. When you're making videos and you're making books and you're talking about your life, the only reason people reading it is because they see their life inside of your life. And they want to do what? They want to make moves like you made moves. They saw you overcome. They believe they can overcome. And you'll get paid. People will buy your books. How I know? Because people buy my books 7 days a week. They don't buy my books because I'm crying the blues. They buy the book because they see the strategy that was used so that they can get paid too, based on what they going through. And they want to know strategies that you have. The only reason they don't know your strategies is because you ain't wrote no book. And you ain't about to get paid for a book you ain't wrote. Why? You ain't getting paid for your pain. Are you listening to me? Get paid for your pain. Are you hearing me? Neutralize the pain. First of all, numb it, neutralize it, and then numerize it. Did you hear me? Numb it, neutralize it, and then do what? Numerize it. Are you digging what I'm talking about? Are you hearing what I'm saying? Are you hearing what I'm talking about? So make sure that you're relatable to people. All right. Tell them your story so that you all can be relatable. That's the only reason people, interested in your story anyway. All right. Don't tell no sob stories. Nobody's interested in that. Stop telling stories like it's about you. The story is not about you. The story is about the pain and what people can identify with the pain. Then they can identify with you. And then what? Then people will pay you. So what? So they can learn how you got out of your pain so they can use the same ideas and strategies and techniques to get out of their pain because they want to get paid too. When people are looking at you, when I say get paid, sometimes it's with money. What I'm talking about is they want a better life and they want their life to be more valuable and they want to become more resourceful. So people come to you as a source to become more resourceful. And you all, a lot of you all are very resourceful, but you don't have your resources available to people. And that's why you're not getting paid for the pain you've been through. And now you can't help me because I ain't got nothing. I ain't got no reference. You ain't got no book. You ain't got no classes. You don't have nothing online for me to come and see so that I can benefit from what? From the pain that you've been through. So you can help save me a whole lot of grief and what? And I can just take the route you took so I can do something about my pain. Because everybody does things for one reason, to get out of pain. Nobody can function in pain. And if you ever want to be a person in these streets that people pay any attention to, help point out their pain and show them how to get what? How to get rid of it. Now you dig what I'm talking about? So what I like about Joseph is that he 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 was practicing when wasn't nobody paying him no attention. And I used to do webinars when wasn't nobody paying me no attention. Why? Because I was getting rid of my pain. I was like, man, I'm not gonna keep living like this. My pain was what? I'm paying all these taxes. The IRS are some pimps, Irish, your stepsister. You do all the work, they just take the money. I was like, these banks are sneaky. This stuff ain't right. You know, they make all this money off of my deposits and stuff like that. And they ain't working. All they doing is just collecting my money. And then I found out that they was reporting to the IRS like they was me. When I found that out, oh, that was painful. I was like, what the hell? What they doing? I'm like, they filling out these forms, acting like they me. I was like, they can't do that. Oh, yes, they can. They can smack the usufruct out of you. You say, what's usufruct? That's my book I'm writing right now. What the usufruct? You say, what's that? That's the laws that make it legal for people to act like they you and take your property and act like it's their property. And that's what the bank been doing to us ever since we had a bank account. And I'm like, that's got to be illegal. Oh, no, it ain't illegal. It's legal. All right. Why? Because of usufruct laws. And you say, I never even heard the word. Well, that's because what? When I started feeling pain, I started researching everything. Man, all the books and stuff I done read. And then I hired a whole staff and a whole team, what? To help get rid of my pain. So what? So I can help other people get rid of their pain. And you're doing something right now that what? That would help me get rid of a whole lot of my pain if I knew about it. And how dare you allow me to walk around here in pain and you done got rid of your pain and you ain't telling me how to get rid of my pain in the area that you're an expert in. Are you listening to me? You are an expert pain reliever in some area. Why? Because God gave us all gifts. I hear me? According to what? To the edification of the body. And you ain't doing your part. Why? Because you just allowing me to suffer. Are you hearing me? And so I don't want y'all doing that. I want y'all to start doing y'all part. So everybody stop suffering and being in unnecessary pain. I don't want people being in unnecessary pain. I hear me. Hold on a second. This TikTok foolishness. You gotta put a puzzle inside of a piece. All right, I think they're good. Okay. So I don't want y'all being in unnecessary pain. Are you hearing what I'm talking about? I don't like that. Um, so numerize the pain like Joseph did. Okay. So what did Joseph do? Joseph said, man, I'm a numerize this pain. I'm gonna get paid for this pain. But the way it happened was kind of like backdoor. So everybody put BDM in the chat. This is what's about to happen to you all. You're about to get some backdoor money. Okay. Everybody put BDM in the chat. I'm gonna teach you this, and then I got to get out of here. Go get me something to eat. Okay. Everybody put BDM in the chat. And I'm gonna teach you this last idea. You never heard this idea in your life. Okay. BDM. I'm gonna teach you how to get some backdoor money. Okay. Everybody put BDM in the chat. BDM. Okay, y'all got that? Okay, Daryl, I'm going to show you how to get some backdoor money. All right. Javon, Cedric, I'm going to show you. Joe, I'm going to show you how to get some backdoor money. Tim, I'm going to show you how to get some backdoor money. Prevail, I'm going to show you how to get some backdoor money. Okay, Daily, Kara. All right, let's go. All right, so what happened with Joseph was that they came and got him, and they took him out of the Egyptian jail, and they said, hey, come and talk to Pharaoh and see if you can tell him about his dream. So Joseph came in and he told Pharaoh everything that was going on with his life. Pharaoh's like, man, you are an amazing genius. Joseph's like, well, praise God as God is the thing. He said, so Joseph said, if I was you, I would find somebody that you could pay. I would find somebody, I would pay somebody who is really good at budgeting, who's really good at accounting. I would pay somebody who knows how to be the lender and not the borrower, above and not beneath, the head and not the tail. If I was you, I would just find somebody, since you already know, since your problem has already been diagnosed, and now you know exactly what's going to happen. It's going to be 7 years of plenty, then it's going to be 7 years of famine. And all you got to do is stack it up for the next 7 years. And basically, you'll run the world's economy. So Pharaoh is just what? Overtaken. So he says, I tell you what, bro. He said, I can't think of hiring anybody else other than you. You were smart enough to tell me what's wrong. So what? You got to be smart enough to help me execute. See, the way people treat you, the way that you get backdoor money, is all you do is diagnose a person's problem. All right. And you ain't even got, don't even ask the person necessarily to do no business with you. Just diagnose their problem. And when you diagnose a person's problem, they feel compelled to pay you. Are you listening to what I'm talking about? Let me read it to you. All right. And then we're going to get on out of here. Let me read it to you in Genesis. This is Genesis chapter 41. And this is after after he told Pharaoh everything that was going on with him. He says, and Pharaoh said, this is Genesis chapter 41, verse number 37. This is after Joseph told Pharaoh everything about, what was about to take place. He said, and the thing was good in the eyes of Pharaoh. In other words, it was a good presentation. And in the eyes of all his servants. Let's just stop right there. When it's time for you to get paid, let me tell you something. If you get your mind off of your pain, let God handle that. And you focus on your craft. Let me tell you something. You're about to stand in front of people, and not just the head honcho going to be approving your presentation, but everybody around them is going to approve your presentation too, because you're going to be the only one that they can come to. It ain't going to be two. You're going to be the only one. Did you hear what I said? Everybody put only one in the chat. This is what's about to happen to you. When I'm teaching people things and they contemplate whether they want to pay me or not, it ain't like they can walk down the street and talk to somebody else. Why? Because my skill sets are so high in the things that I do until I'm the only one that can help them. I mean, literally, the only one that can help them. What happens when you become the only one that can help somebody? You don't care if they do no business with you or not. You don't even ask them to. You just tell them what's wrong, and then they can do whatever they want to do. Joseph didn't ask this man for no job. Hey, listen to me. I'm telling you how you about to get paid if you do what? If you numb your pain, if you neutralize your pain, all because of work ethic. Get your work ethic right and just get really fantastically outstanding at what it is that you do. Are you hearing me? And then when you diagnose a person's problem, if they got any sense, they'll ask you if you'll do what? If you'll accept their money. Are you hearing me? Y'all stop doing these presentations where you asking the person to accept your presentation. Do some presentations where the person will ask you when it's over with, will you accept this money? Because you're the only one I want to do business with. And then you can tell them yes or no, because you might not want somebody's money, because I turn people down. I'm like, no, you a headache. I was just telling you what your problem is. All right. Now, you ain't gonna do no business with me because I don't like you. All right. Because I'm a happy kind of person, cheerful, goofy, like to crack jokes and stuff. And when I see people with tight butt cheeks, mean spirit and all that, I'm like, it ain't enough money in the world for me to trade in my joy to be messing with you. All right, because you need a tic tac. That's what you need, player. All right, and you're about to come up in here. We got joy and peace up in here. Are you hearing me? Joys are flowing like a river up in this piece. Are you hearing what I'm talking about? We love Jesus Christ around here. You hear me? You know what I'm talking about? You ain't got to be saved to do no business with me. You ain't got to love Jesus Christ, but you got to be a nice person, have a good attitude, and be coachable and teachable, humble, gracious, all of that. You might as well love Jesus Christ, because that's all the qualities that come along with him anyway. You dig what I'm saying? I don't force people to do nothing. What your religion is your religion. That's your business. But we're going to have to agree about some basic principles and some basic values, or we ain't going to do no business together. Why? Because I was doing good before I met you. I'd be doing good if I'll never see you again. And that's the way I want all you kings and all you queens to behave. Get your skill set up so high until when you tell somebody what's going on with their problem, they'd be crazy not to do business with you. All right. And if they're crazy, the quicker they get away from you, the better. Just be real good. You hear what I'm talking about? Spend your time on being real good. That'll what? That will alleviate your pain. Your work ethic is what alleviates your pain. And you get paid from your pain. Why? Because of your work ethic and because you're just good. Are you hearing me? And I speak into the lives of all of you all who have taken the time to stop crying, stop complaining, and stop having pity parties. I want to commend you. All right. I want to speak life into your life and let you know that God is very pleased with you, very happy with you, and you're about to get paid. No, not that little check you've been getting. I'm talking about your stuff is about to escalate. Why? Because you've been putting the work in, and now people are going to find out who you are. Your job is to put in the work. People will come find you. Did you hear what I said? I said, your job is to put in the work and people will come find you. Now you say, how are they going to find you? Well, the baker and the butler, I mean the butler rather, because the baker was dead. But the butler came and got Joseph out of jail. He told Pharaoh about Joseph. The butler was the internet. Are y'all listening to me? I said the butler was the internet. And the way people are going to find you is on the internet. That's if you do what? If you get on here and become findable. Did you everybody put BF in the chat? Are y'all listening to me? Y'all problem ain't that y'all got talent. That ain't y'all problem. Well, some of y'all problem, that's y'all problem. Y'all need to learn something that actually people actually want to buy. But for most of you all, you already have some type of skill set that you're pretty good at because you've been going at it. Your problem is that what? You don't have a butler to come find you. Why? Because you don't know how to use the internet. All right. So everybody put BF in the chat. Become findable. All right. A really good book for you all to get is my book, The Wealth Formula. All right. That's a really good book. All right. If y'all put just wealth in the chat, and you get the link. And I wrote the book to help you become findable. So people will know how to find you. That's why millions of people look for us and pay attention to what we do 7 days a week. Millions of people, not a handful of folk. Why? Because I learned how to become findable online. And you can learn it too from a book. You can't learn what I'm talking about at school. If you be in school for 4 years and don't learn what I'm talking about, you can just read it in the book. Why? Because the people in school broke. They don't know nothing about this. This stuff y'all doing at school is so outdated because y'all ain't even doing stuff online. School right now should be about 85% teaching what to do online. That's all. They should just throw all them books out the window. Stop wasting time because all the money being made online now. It ain't being made offline. So put wealth in the chat if you're interested in that. And when the book comes over to you, good for you. If you decide you want to read it, even better for you if you decide you want to do something about it, because the internet is the butler now. The butler that came to get Joseph out of jail is what the internet is today. It'll come and get you out of financial jail and financial prison too. Why? Because everybody will find out who you are and what, and you'll be able to numerize the pain that you've been through. In other words, you'll be able to blow up and blow up fast. Not real, don't take no long time. Why? Because if you do a real right, if you just do the stuff that I be teaching y'all, if you do it the way we do it, man, please, people will find out about you in 24 hours. I hear what I'm talking about? And then you can just start selling all kind of products, whatever it is you want to do. You might not be interested in the stuff we do. I'm just telling you that to become findable online is where the money is today. It ain't that little country stuff y'all doing. Y'all just want to adjust and move away from what y'all doing. That stuff is slow. That stuff takes forever. Are you listening to me? I don't have no business cards. You say, why not, Brother Ricky? Because I don't want people calling me. I don't know. You say, why is that? Because we got millions of people trying to talk to us. Why in the world would I be having a conversation just with a stranger? People say, Brother Ricky, I'd like to meet you, and pick your brain. I say, my brain is not cotton. All right. If you want to meet Brother Ricky, look at 3,000 videos that's online and learn what you want to learn and just go get rich. You ain't never got to see me. You ain't got to buy nothing. This is my public service to you. I do it on Mondays, I do it on Wednesdays, and I do it on Saturdays. And sometimes you might see me during the course of the week or something like that. That's my love for you. I don't need your money. I don't care if I never see you a day of my life. I just love you. You do it make the most sense to you. I just want to give you some advice because God been so good to me until what I got to give. Are you hearing me? I got to. Every day, I got to give up giving. And when I'm not giving to you all online teaching you something, when I hang up, I'm going to do something else to give somebody else something, right? Sometimes it's money, sometimes it's information or whatever, some love, but everything about life is about giving. I'm not a celebrity. I'm a servant, all right? And everybody's got some sense. They know that they are not a celebrity. We are servants. Everybody put their pants on one pair of pants at a time. Everybody's going back in the grave, and we're going to all be some dirt. I made 64, a few days ago. I'm glad to see 64 years. My nephew who's he got cut off when he's like 30 years old. You did. I've been tied up in my own house with duct tape. They just didn't pull the trigger. So I'm not delirious. I'm not confused about life. I live, you say, why you wear suits so much, Ricky, and look so good and all that? I just treat every day like it might be my last day because I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I just know that whatever day it was, I lived it to the fullest. And that's the way I want you to live. And you can do the same thing. Ain't no respect to persons. God ain't no different between me and you. We all the same. Are you dig what I'm talking about? Ain't nobody no better than nobody else. And you can make this money if you will allow yourself to stop being in pain because God got your back. All you got to do is just keep going forward and getting better and better and better at your skill. And then people will pay you. So let's finish reading what happened with Joseph here because he numerized his pain. Joseph been through hell. Are you listening to me? I love Joseph's life because after all he's been through, he's still working. He ain't sitting here crying the blues with Pharaoh. Oh, Pharaoh, man, you dig? Before I tell you something, player, can you know you're going to get a brother about this joint? No, he just went straight to work. He went straight to work and started telling Pharaoh what he needed to know. And then Pharaoh started asking him questions and what he can do. Pharaoh started soliciting him. He said, and Pharaoh said unto his servants, he said, can we find such a one as this man, a man in whom the Spirit of God is? He was like, no, it ain't nobody else. And Pharaoh said unto Joseph, for as much as God have showed thee all this, there is none so discreet and wise as thou art. All right? You say, so why is that important? Because the whole reason that God has allowed you to go through whatever you're going through, allowed me to go through the things I'm going through, and or the things that we are, all the pain that we have felt, and all the pain that we are feeling, and all the changes that we're going through, is just so God can give us an audience so that we can get up, get in front of the audience, help the audience with their life, and then the audience will say, it's got to be God that's doing that for you. Pharaoh said, for as much as God showed you this, Pharaoh don't believe in God. Pharaoh got his own gods, all right? He got his own gods. He got his own little fake gods and stuff, and his own little fake magicians and all that kind of stuff. These poo buds can't do nothing. Why? Because the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob is the only real God in the world. All right, you hearing me? All these other gods are dead. Are you listening to what I'm talking about? But this God, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the real God, the living true God, he wants what? People to know who he is. So he allows you to go through hell, me to go through hell, to give us a stage for people so that we can point people to him. Because he the one that's going to give a person some good sense, not me and you. You ain't no savior, and I ain't no savior either. All right. So what's the point? The point is that he allows you to get an audience so you can point the audience to him. And then they can know that if they really want their life to be incredible, if they really want to be able to have, yeah, come back a little later. I'm busy. I told come back afternoon. Come back afternoon. So, um, so if they want their life to be better, then then he's like, he's telling Joseph, see, you all be trying to tell people about God and trying to like force you like religion on people and stuff. That ain't how this stuff go. The way it goes is that you come and help a person with their problem, with their practical life problems. Okay. And then just give them practical advice that you got from God. And then they acknowledge the God inside of you. Why? Because God opened up their eyes to who God is because he used you. You don't have to tell people, you got to be trying to proselytize, if that's a word, proselytize somebody. Are you hearing what I'm talking about? You ain't got to be begging nobody to try to force people to believe what you believe. Are you listening to me? Just have some major success and have some real advice that really work. And when the person hears that, they'll be like, that had to come from God because I'm in a serious pickle and a dilemma, and I have no idea how to get out of this. And they'll acknowledge the God in you. You ain't gotta pop your collar. They'll not, nobody has to pop their collar. Just be good. So spend your time and watch what happened with Joseph. Okay, let me finish this. Okay, let me finish this. Watch what happened with Joseph. Hey, what I do with the scripture? Let me see. I'm gonna have to put it back up here some kind of way. I'm gonna mix it up. Genesis 41. I just want to get to this last part because I want to speak this into your life before we go. All right. I want to speak into your life. Too much money, too many resources. I want to speak this into your life so that you have the problem I have. Problem I got is that's why I go get $10,000 at a time and just pass it out until just pass it out to people because I keep remembering how I was homeless and I didn't have nothing. So I just keep going to get it and pass it out. You say, stop bragging, Ricky. You're always talking about that stuff. It's not bragging. I'm just teaching you because most of y'all cheat. And because y'all cheat, y'all, Y'all be blocking y'all own blessings and stuff. Y'all get a little money and stuff, and y'all get excited about it. I ain't excited about this little money because I know God owns the whole world. And if he owns the whole world, why in the world would I be charged up about, a few $1,000,000? We made $11 million over the last 4 years. That ain't no money. That ain't nothing. Not compared to all the money God got. You hear me? It depends on what you compare money to. All right. Um, so after Joseph got through with everything, I had to get this back up on the screen. So after he got through with everything, and and Pharaoh, this is what Pharaoh did. He said unto Joseph, for as much as God has showed thee all of this, there is none so discreet and wise as thou art. He said, thou shalt be over my house, and according unto thy word shall all my people be ruled. Only in the throne will I be greater than thou. He said, in other words, Joseph, you're about to become the CEO. I'm just going to be the chairman of the board. All right. He said, and Pharaoh said unto Joseph, see, I've set thee over all the land of Egypt. You are the CEO of the entire country. And Pharaoh took his ring off from his hand and put it upon Joseph's hand and arrayed him in vestures of fine linen and put a gold chain about his neck. Everybody put WT in the chat. Okay. You say, what are you talking about? I'm talking about this wealth transfer that's about to take place in your life. Did you hear what I said? Everybody put WT in the chat. If you believe there's about to be a wealth transfer in your life, put WT in the chat. And I'm going to tell you this wealth transfer is coming because of your pain. Are you listening to me? I would have never been a multimillionaire if I hadn't went to the penitentiary, if I had been homeless, and all the stuff I've been through. It would have never happened. It ain't what happened to you. It's how you respond to what happened to you. That's what matters. I know Joseph's life happened because I know Joseph's life because I know my life. And you know your life too. You know this Bible is true. You know these are not just some stories somebody just wrote just on GP. I hear what I'm talking about? I'm telling you that I'm speaking life into your life. I'm speaking wealth transference into your life. I can see it just like I can see I got a nose on my face. I believe it just like I believe I got a nose on my face because I know God is no respect of persons. And I know you cannot do the things I'm teaching you today and don't have the same results. It's impossible. Why? Because God don't run out of money. I hear me. God ain't broke. I hear what I'm talking about. God ain't hurting. God said the earth is the Lord's and the fullness thereof, and all them that dwell therein. God said the cattle on 1,000 hills belong to me. If I was hungry, I wouldn't even tell you nothing about it. God said, I know my plans towards you, plans to do you good and not evil, to give you an expected end. In other words, I'm rich. I expect you to be rich. See, that's a problem with the average person. They think, what? They don't even expect to be rich. Why? Because they got such a little God. If they would just open up their minds, the average person would, and actually acknowledge the real God, then they would have what? The real God's resources that the real God got. I hear me. That's why passing out a little money ain't nothing. Why? It's just some chump change based on what? On God. Just he's like God. Go tip some people, brother Ricky. Tip somebody. When I eat, I'm almost always give people change. Tell them keep the $100 bill and keep the change. You say you really highfalutin. You really think you all that knowledge? Well, if I was highfalutin, I'd just keep the little money and go buy me some jets and stuff like that. I don't need that stuff. All right. I'm concerned about human beings. Are you listening to me? And when you're dealing with a waitress or something, they ain't nothing but one meal away from being homeless anyway. So I'm giving them that because I know that they need them. They want that. They need that money to pay their bills with. And I want to bless a person when I meet them. I don't want to leave them the way I met them. I want them to be like surprised. You know what I'm talking about? And if I don't give a person a big tip, it's because they was really lazy and trifling. It ain't no big tip to me. Why? Because it's a little money to God. I'm not measuring things based on I'm numerizing things. I hear me. I use my pain to numerize things. I mean, to convert. Numerizing something means convert it to numbers. Convert your pain to numbers. That's what I'm saying. And I've been converted. Are you hearing me? I have a different attitude from the average person. Are you hear what I'm talking about? I have the same attitude about money that most people have. Why? Because I know it's endless and it's unlimited. Let me read it to you. Okay. Let me read it to you. You can adopt this attitude too if you want to. Let me finish reading this to you. And Pharaoh took his ring off and passed the wealth on to Joseph, and he made him to ride in the second chariot which he had. And they cried before him, bow the knee, and he made him ruler over all the land of Egypt. And Pharaoh said unto Joseph, I am Pharaoh, and without thee shall no man lift up his hand or foot in all the land of Egypt. And Pharaoh called Joseph's name Paneah, and he gave him his wife Asenath, the daughter of Potiphar, priest of Nun. And Joseph went out over all the land of Egypt. So now Joseph got what? Joseph then went from the joint to having a fine wife. Everybody put FW in the chat. Joseph ain't just got money. Now he got a fine wife too. Everybody put FW in the chat. All right. FW. This is what happens when you work and ain't nobody looking. You just look up now, you got a fine wife, wonderful husband. You know what I'm talking about? All this happened in one day. Did you hear what I said? I said all this happened. This is what happens when you become findable online. You just look up and in one day, you're like, whoa. Now it's because of all the work you was doing when you was offline, didn't nobody know who you were. They didn't know how outstanding you were. They didn't know how you could diagnose their problems. They didn't know that. You did. But when you show up online, because the butler, who's the internet, came and got them and brought them what and put them on and brought them in front of Pharaoh. There are so many people waiting now with money in their pocket for you. You ain't listening to me. Okay. I said there's so many people. I'm talking about millions of people clear across the world right now with money in their pocket that they would beg you to take if they only knew who you were. If they only knew you and knew what your skill set was, they would beg you to take the money. They almost stalk you to take the money. They almost pull a pistol out on you if you wouldn't take it. Are you hearing me? You hear Pharaoh's language? He said, man, you're gonna be over all my house. It ain't like even giving Joseph a choice. Are you hearing me? He like, man, you're gonna be over all my house. You're gonna be taking care of the whole entire country. He said, I'm going to be a figurehead from now on. He said, I wish a Negro would step to you. Are you hearing me? All the trouble you've been through, it's over with, brother. All of what? All the time you've been locked up, it's over with, brother. You know, your record is what? It's expunged. Are you hearing what I'm talking about? Your felonies, they don't mean nothing over here. Are you digging what I'm saying? He said, I wish a Negro would talk slick to you. I wish somebody would step to you. All your troubles, you ain't got to worry about that. You got Pharaoh security now. Are you listening to me? He said, you got the keys to the kingdom, baby. Are you hearing what I'm talking about? He said, you got plenty of sense, Joe. I'm paying you for your sense. I'm paying you for your sense. I'm paying you for your sense. Brother, you know what? Your pain is what it's about to pay off. Are you hearing me? Let me see how much he paid. Let me show you how much he paid. Let me show you how to numerize your pain. Are you hearing me? Because I'm speaking to all y'all right now, because what? We all Joseph. Are you hearing what I'm talking about? A Josephine, whichever one you want to be. And Joseph was 30 years old when he stood before Pharaoh, the king of Egypt. And Joseph went out from the presence of Pharaoh and went throughout the land of Egypt. And in the 7 plenteous years, the earth brought forth by handfuls. And he gathered up all the food of the 7 years which were in the land of Egypt, and laid up the food in the cities, and the food of the field which was round about every city, laid he up the same. And Joseph gathered corn as the sand of the sea, very much until he left number in it. It was outnumbered. I wish y'all knew the God we served. I really wish you understood who you are standing in front of. I really wish you understood this whole idea that I'm teaching you today about how to do what? How to get paid from your pain. Listen to me, brother. Listen to me, sister. Listen to me, brother. Listen to me, sister. Listen to me, brother. Listen to me, sister. It's time for you to get paid for your pain. You talk about how much money, brother. I'm talking about uncountable money. Did you hear what I said? I'm talking about, baby, you can't even count the corn. Did you hear what I'm talking about? I'm talking about your accounting degree ain't gonna help you. I'm talking about your engineering degree ain't gonna help you. Baby, I'm talking about having too much corn to count. Right now around here, we got too much corn to count. That's why we give it away. We can't count the corn. Are you listening to me? The money comes in so fast. It comes in so plenteously. It's so much that I don't need until what we doing. Every day we on a mission to do what? Make sure that we spread some of this corn. Why? Because we got too much corn. Are you hear what I'm talking about? Everybody put TMC in the chat. Are you hearing me? I'm just speaking over your life. This is about to happen to you too. All y'all to take heed to this message today. All y'all who take heed to this prophecy today, it's going to happen to you too. Why? Because God ain't no respect of persons. If he could take me from the streets and not having no place to even live at, and being willing to, because he knew I was going to help people that ain't got no place to live. He already knew what kind of spirit I had. I already had that spirit before I had some money. Hey, listen to me. He already knew, just like he know you. I said, he knows you. Oh, yes, he does. What? You know my name. He knows you. Yes, you know my name. He knows you. He knows you, brother. Yes, you know my name. He knows you, brother and sister. Yes, you know my name. So now I pour out my heart to you, Lord. Here in Your presence, I am made new. Yes, you know my name. Yes, you know my name. Yes, you know my name. When mama she say, oh Lordy, you know my name. I stopped by here to tell you today, he knows your name. Yes, he knows your name. God, he knows, he knows, he knows, he knows, he knows your name. He knows, he knows, he knows your name. So just go ahead on and remember this. Numb your pain today. And then sit down and do what? Take that pain and neutralize it from your work ethic. Get to work, brother. Get to work, sister. And then you know what's going to happen? God, you did your part now. And this what God stepped in. God is going to numerize what? He's going to numerize the amount of money that you make based on the amount of pain that you've been through. I'm talking about it's time for you to get double for your trouble, triple for your trouble, a million times for your trouble. Hang in there. No retaliation, no trying to get back. Don't waste your time on no foolishness. Don't be sitting around getting distracted. Keep working. Keep working. Build that skill set up. Go someplace to sit down at somebody's feet that's got high skill levels and let them teach you. Let them train you. Let them help you to be able to get your communication skills up to par. Take advantage of this internet and allow the button to come and get you out of jail and watch what happens to your life. Listen, I got one announcement for you, and then I got to go. And that's just in case you want to come to class and you want to learn what we do, you can learn for absolutely free. Just put IMF in the chat. I give you 60 seconds to do that. IMF, or go to rickthewealthcoach.com. I have to keep announcing this to you. We only have one website. It's rickthewealthcoach.com. If you want to sign up for anything we do, it's right there on the website, rickthewealthcoach.com. I invite you to come over there and peruse it and see what we do. All of our products, all of our services are there. You'll never be bamboozled. You'll never be tricked. Nobody ever steal anything from you. If you go to rickthewealthcoach.com, I'm getting story after story of people who act like they're us, but they're not us. They're lazy. They don't teach. They don't train. I've been doing this for 7 years, 3 days a week, almost for 7 years, teaching you all online. I love you. You can't fake love. You dig what I'm saying? You don't pour your heart into folk and all that sort of thing unless you love them. The people who are calling you and acting like they're on WhatsApp app, they just know that you listen to us and you're not paying attention, that you're not alert. They know that. These thieves are very intricate in the way that they do things. They have nothing to do. They don't have a life. They are from the pit of hell, and they sit around and fake like they us because they know you're not paying attention. I command the people of God to be alert. The children of this generation are wiser than the children of light. We are too gradual. We are too casual about our money. We're too casual about our lives. And we're doing things unalert and not paying attention. And the Bible says, knowing the times, it's high time to awake out of sleep. So don't think you're talking to Brother Ricky, because I would never tell you to open up no crypto account. I'm not on WhatsApp app. I don't even have time for that. All right. Once I get through teaching, I spend my time helping the people that's closest to me. I don't spend my time running around trying to solicit no human beings. That's not how I operate. Nobody around me operates like that. We never will. It's up to you to find out what we're doing. You have to come find us. We're not looking for you. We're not chasing you around. And that's not what I just got through teaching you for an hour and a half. I'm teaching you how people come to you. That's how we live. We can teach you how to do that because that's how we live. I command you to start living that way. Stop chasing people around. Stop. Be like Joseph. Let somebody come find you because you're so good. And you, baby, you won't be able to count the corn. Listen, it's been a plum, pleasing pleasure, as well as a privilege. I love you all. Ain't nothing you can do about that. Be blessed in the city and be blessed in the field. And remember that stellar is and stellar does. Have an outstanding day and get paid for your pain today. All right. I know you've been through some stuff, but it's time for you to get paid. All right. God bless you. Have a spectacular day. Yes, you know my name. God bless you. Yes, you know my name. God bless you all. Have a great day.